Our very own, is going to be entering the Toastmasters International Speech Contest, representing our club this Saturday at the PUD Auditorium at 9 o'clock.
9:30.
9:30. If anybody's interested, you can come, support, view, help, let us know. In the meantime, Ted has a speech he'd like to present tonight, named Champions Come in All Shapes and Sizes. Ted moved to the Wenatchee Valley and has lived in this area since the summer of 2012. He's an avid sports person, cyclist, skiing, and during the winter, Ted is a Mission Ridge ski instructor. He has a passion for skiing and helping people. And up at Mission Ridge is where this occurred. Ted would like to share with us his story. Champions come in all shapes and sizes. Ted Butler.
Champions come in all shapes and sizes. This past Super Bowl Sunday was an exceptional day. But for me, it started like most of my Sundays do during the wintertime. And that's up at our local mountain, Mission Ridge, teaching skiing. And February, the month of the Super Bowl, happens to be one of my favorite months, not only because of the tremendous snow that we typically have up at Mission Ridge, but it's also when we have our consecutive week lessons. And consecutive week lessons are when we have groups of children for ages 5 to 15, and we get to teach them for 5 consecutive weeks. And as you might follow, we get to know them quite well. I get to share with them our fantastic mountain, and they get to share with me a bit of their journey. And so it was this Sunday morning, I found myself riding the chairlift up with one of my students. We'll call him Brandon. Now, going on the chairlift for many of our students was very much like a trip to Disneyland. And we would get into some incredibly deep conversations while we were riding the chairlift on subjects such as, what's your favorite pizza? What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? The name of your pets, brothers, sisters, your teacher's name, what chapter books you're reading. You might get the idea, just about anything to help keep their minds from the fact that they're hanging from a cable 100 feet in the air. Brandon had shared with me that he hadn't skied at all last year, that this was his first time back after taking a bit of a break. Champions come in all shapes and sizes. And so we were riding up, and because it was Super Bowl Sunday, we had fans all across the mountain wearing all sorts of Seahawks gear. We had folks in helmets and jerseys. We had people with Seahawks scarves and even carrying 12-man flags. And I noticed that Brandon appeared to be wearing what seemed to be a Seahawks jersey. I could tell by the gray and black underneath his tiny chin. Brandon, is that a Seahawks jersey that you're wearing? I asked. He looked up at me, his eyes sparkling through his goggles over his teeny little glasses. Yup, he said. I said, wow. And who's your favorite player? Russell Wilson was his prompt reply. Cool, I said. He gave me this jersey, Brandon continued. Wow. Now, I am usually the glasses half full kind of a guy. I tend to look over the negatives and focus on the positives. I wasn't quite ready for what was to follow. So I asked Brandon, when did you get this jersey? Brandon looked down, and his eyes weren't quite so tearful anymore. In the hospital, was his quiet reply. Oh, I said. And then I continued, well, was it at a auction or a dinner? Places that I thought that I might meet somebody like Russell Wilson. No, he said, I was sick. My mind began to race, and I quickly went from that glass half full to a glass now half empty. Oh, Brandon, I'm sorry to hear that, I said. And I stammered, what were you in for? Sounding more like I was talking to an inmate rather than an 8-year-old child. Leukemia was his answer. But I'm better now. Better now. Leukemia can be a devastating disease, even for the strongest. For an 8-year-old child, I could scarcely imagine. Oh, Brandon. He said, but Russell Wilson came to visit me. And he gave me his jersey. It's my lucky jersey. And I got to share with Brandon a little bit about my own father's battle and victory with leukemia, and share with him some very good news about life in remission and how wonderful that can be. And I said, well, Brandon, I guess that makes you a bit of a champion too, doesn't it? I guess, was his reply. At this point, we reached the end of our journey, and we got off the chairlift. We joined the group of our other students. But for one of my students, they were standing just a little bit taller in their lucky jersey. We saw an exceptional football game that Sunday. We saw our quarterback, Russell Wilson, display a level of leadership, both on and off the field, that can't be taught. Champions come in all shapes and sizes, and they have names. Names like Russell and names like Brandon.